After 4 days of traveling through the tubes, eating little, drinking a lot, and telling dirty jokes the whole way, they finally got there. The Hamburglar worked his magic right before they got there and got them all drunk. He convinced them to have what he called a circle jerkle. The Hamburglar was the only one that wasn't drunk. He wanted to remember this. By the fourth day, they were almost there. They could tell because the tubes had turned into pipes. They were now in the sewers of Sesame Street. I contacted Elmo via messenger pigeon, who was leading a resistance against Big Bird. Almost all of his men are dead. In fact, him and Kermit are in hiding. We were supposed to meet them in a half hour. They need our help ASAP, Oscar said. About a half hour later, they climbed into an alley. They saw Elmo and Kermit running toward them, panting. They stopped, and Elmo tried talking to them. They couldn't make out what he was saying. He was talking too fast. Suddenly, he heard 2 gunshots from above. Elmo and Kermit were dead from sniper fire. They looked above and saw Big Bird dressed as a Nazi in an apartment window, cackling. He looked at the gang and said, "You're next," and walked away. The resistance had just pretty much lost the war, Grover said sadly. The four spent the rest of the day going around the fallen city, grabbing guns from dead soldiers. They made a new resistance. They went and took over an apartment building, looted it, and made a station in the furnished basement. They moved some of the furniture, which was from the 1970s, some computers, and a small refrigerator down there. The small windows on the top were used for peeking at once beautiful Sesame Street, were now being boarded up by Grover. The men locked themselves in and prepared for the next day. They had now collected a few guns and a lot of hand grenades, and enough food to survive the night. They prepared for the next day by researching how to make explosives on the internet, except for the Hamburglar, who was viewing panty fetish porn. The Hamburglar looked over and noticed a door that looked very old. "I wonder where that leads to," he thought out loud, walking over to it with an erection in his pants. He tried opening it, but it was locked. He figured it was a boiler room or something and went to jacking off in his pants. He thought nothing of it for the rest of the night. Nothing much happened until around 3 a.m., and none of the guys even knew about it. At around 3 a.m., that lock had crept open. Steam came out from around it, and you could see random scenes from Middle-earth from Lord of the Rings in it. The one known as Bert crept out. He was donned in a ninja suit. You could see his eyes. He threw a knife at nothing, didn't hit anything, and went back in the door. The door shut and never opened again.